Pretty sure I'm live. Idiot of the day. Jeff here, commit, don't quit. Long weekend. Here we come. Hopefully, this time the notification does go out, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens today. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. Steve, how you doing? Oh my gosh, Steve Believe Guitar. Steve, yo, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. I'm going to tell you, this is my last probably Friday I'll ever do. Not ever, but last Friday. I think I'm going to, I dropped down to two lives a week, and I think I might just drop down to just one, probably Tuesdays, and that's it. Steve says, I came back home earlier. How are you? Good, Steve. How you doing, buddy? It's so good to see you. Steve, you know what I was just listening to? I was listening to Queensryche. Do you remember them? I don't know if you like Queensryche, but I was a big fan. I was just listening to them about 5 minutes previous. I was watching the singer, what was his name? Jeff Tate. He's got a new band coming out, I think, coming out either this month or next month, but I'm kind of interested in it. I really like the Queensryche sound, but it's not Queensryche, it's just Jeff Tate. I think the song's called True Colors, but I'm not sure. Lindsay B. Hey, Lindsay, how you doing? It's good to see you. You know what, Lindsay? I'm not. The other day when you put out that, you're wanting to do things on when you want to. I get it completely, and I'm in the same boat. I've dropped down from 5 days a week going live to two Tuesdays and Fridays, and I think I'm going to. That started about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I think I'm going to actually just drop down to doing one live a week, and it's going to be Tuesdays. That's it. And putting a video out a week. I've been for the last 5 or 6 weeks now putting a video out every week, and I filmed one. I just have to get it put together, and probably by Sunday I'll have it out. So it'll be out this week, and then I should have another one for next week. Let's see here. Steve says, I'm fine. Tuesday sounds great to me. Good, Steve. Yeah, I don't know. Friday might be good too, but I think once a week. The reason I switched everything down to just twice, I don't say I was getting burnt out, but I was getting to the point when doing 5 a week, it takes a bit out of you, and sometimes it's hard to think of things to say as you're going live. So I think I changed it down to 2 days, Tuesdays and Fridays. But the more and more I think of it, summer's here, and down the road. Jobs will change and stuff like that. But as of right now, probably for the summer, I'm going to just do one a week, and it'll just be Tuesdays. I won't have Fridays at all. Just one a week, and then once in a blue moon, when Joe's not busy, and will come on as the Jeff and JoJo show. But we haven't done that in a terribly long time, and It just, we've been very busy, and it is what it is. I'm great. Good, Lindsay. I'm good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad you're back. I'm really glad that you're back, and that it's good to see you again. Game with Whiskey. Hey, I love that group. Game with Whiskey. Oh my gosh, I love Queensryche. And you know what? What did I pick up? I picked up their new one. It's called The Verdict. It's amazing. It sounds good. They have this new singer called Todd Latorius, I think, but he sounds just like Jeff Tate. But really good album. Really good. Really good. Jack's Guitar Channel. Hey, guess I'm still awake. G'day, Jack. It's good to see you. It's great to see you. You know what, Jack? I was just talking to Steve Believe, and I was saying I was just listening to some Queensryche, and you know what? I can appreciate Queensryche. Let's see. Them's World. Hello, stranger. It's been so long. Great to catch you. It has been. It is good to see you. I'm not going to go live all the time anymore. I'm just going to go once a week. If everybody's got things going on. I find the same for myself. I'm just busier and stuff like that, especially spring and summer coming along. So going live all the time, it's just not the thing I'll probably be doing this summer. But come the fall, maybe we'll switch things up. But for now, I think I'm just going to go live once a week on Tuesdays. Let's see here. Lindsay says, yes, less stress for sure. Oh my gosh, Lindsay, honestly, you know what? It's hard enough even getting out sometimes with the kids and that to just even get something filmed for a video. So I'm gonna try just the once a week live and get a video, and I figure that should be okay. I've been filming a lot of stuff in our city and that, and in about a week and a half we'll be going back up north. We'll be going to Sudbury again, and we're going to be up there for 6 days because our sister-in-law, she's getting remarried, and anyways, we'll be up there, and we're going to go to do you know where Onaping Falls is, Lindsay? We're going to go to Onaping Falls, I think, and film up there for half the day. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I was up there about 2 years ago, but I haven't been up there in a while. But I think that should be some nice footage. Scrappin' Irish. Hey, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming, everybody. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it's not going to be a long one. Just an hour. I'll be. Anybody can. You get more than welcome to stay, but if you got to go, I understand completely. It won't be a long one. Just to 3 o'clock. It's been on 5 minutes. I figure an hour is good, and there we are. Let's see here. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Good. It's good to see you. Lindsay says, "Tell Jojo I said hi." I will, Lindsay. I will. And you know what? Like I was saying, it's here. It's the Canadian long weekend. We get Monday off. Here in Canada, they celebrate Queen Victoria's birthday on Monday, so they give you a 3-day weekend. And next weekend in the States is the Memorial Day weekend. We always have the weekend before theirs, and then theirs is always like the last weekend of the month. So a big weekend here for us, and then next week a big one in the States. And if I get my if I play my cards, I'd like to see if we go see that John Wick movie. Anybody heard of that John Wick one with the new Keanu Reeves movie? Comes out today, I think. And Ethan's he loves those John Wick movies. Surprisingly, but anyways, it's funny when we first saw the movie. The opening scenes of the movie, he gets a dog, and I think it's the first dog, or I think it's the first or second dog. The dog's name's Daisy, and about the same time the first one came out, or the second one, I forget. We got Daisy, our dog, too, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. Jack's Guitar Channel said, "Yeah, I've seen them live. Awesome. Are they? Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them. I love Rush, and they kind of have the guitar tones of Rush. Not 100%, but like some of their pieces, too. Their metal, their pieces and stuff like that. I'll end it at that. But the themes and stuff kind of remind me of old Rush and that. Thames World, yes, I've been so busy, hard to keep up, friends, sometimes, but I'm so happy to catch you here. Thanks a lot, buddy, I appreciate it. And never have to worry, everybody's busy. That's what I find. I'm getting busier and stuff. So, you try to watch as many videos. It's not possible. It never has been possible to watch everything. But, as the summer comes on, I find I'm not on the lives anymore. That's why I thought I'd just do this. I catch the odd live here and there, but that's about it. I try to watch the videos, if that makes sense, but I guess it is what it is. Jack's Guitar, we have her birthday here too, but I think her actual birthday is in April. Is it? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know, Jack, exactly. Technically, it's basically, I imagine nobody's really celebrating it here. I think, as far as I can see, it's just it's a long weekend. In Canada, they call it the May May 24th weekend. It's a long weekend for everybody, pretty much. Thames World, never seen a John Wick movie, but I hear they're good. Yeah, and people can say what they want, if they like Keanu Reeves or not, but I don't mind them, and I take them for what it is. It's just an action movie, and it's a pretty decent action movie. I really think, and for a man that age, he's a few years older than I am, so I give him credit. I know it's just a movie, anyways. Game with Whiskey, I can't wait to see John Wick. Yeah, I can't either. My son really does want to see it. The movie that if my wife had the choice to see it, be what's his name? The Scottish fella, Gerard Butler. He's got, The London Has Fallen and whatever those movies were called, I forget. There's another one coming out. I think it comes out next weekend, the big American long weekend. Gaming with Whiskey. Rush is awesome. Oh my gosh, are they ever awesome. I've seen them, I don't know how many times. We saw them, I saw them in 1981 when I was about 11 or 12, and they played a place in Toronto called Massey Hall, and at the time our neighbor, her sister's, I forget, somebody was dating this guy named Fuzzy Frazier, and he did sound for Rush back in the early 80s, and he did the sound for Rush on Moving Pictures Tour. So I was 11, I got to go back, we got to go see the show, and then I got to meet Alex and Getty, pretty much just hello. I was a kid. I think they went like that on my shoulder. Of course, Neil at that point never talked to people at all. He pretty much played and left. But it was a pretty cool thing when I was a kid, and that was a really good tour. Jack's Guitar Channel. Yeah, Rush is awesome. Can't beat the old school bands though. No, not at all, Jack. You're 100% right. That's real. Right, I think the same, Jack. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of music I grew up on, and it is Jack's XYZ love. Yeah, no, it's Good band. Steve says, Eddie the Day, do you remember when we had unicorns? It seems a long time ago. Oh my gosh. I hope we don't have them right now, Steve. But yeah, unicorns and rainbows. Do you remember that? That was, how long ago was that, Steve? That was about 6 months ago, wasn't it? Like November, December. And then about that time I switched over and I started on Google Hangouts for a bit. And then after that, I tried it again. I got the unicorns and rainbows again, all the flashes and stuff. So I stopped using that again, and then I came into OBS about January, I guess. So it's been, 4 or 5 months or so using this. And it's, can you believe I started live about the second or I think it was the third week of September. So it went live forever. And it's not dwindling down. It's the time of year and stuff. We just have things that we have to do and stuff. So it is what it is. But yes, Steve, I totally remember that. I totally remember that. Steve, you know who else has a new album out? Not Chickenfoot. Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar and the Circle, I think. Sammy, Michael Anthony, and I think it's Jason Bonham and Vic Johnson on guitar. But yeah, they have a new album. I think they put it out last week, but I haven't heard very much of it. And also Whitesnake. I'm sure nobody's really into Whitesnake, but I love some Whitesnake. They have, who's it? Joel Hykstra, I think that's his last name, but then they have Red Beach, the guy from Guitarist of Winger. He plays with Whitesnake now, but I heard some of it. It's, it is what it is. I mean, the man's probably in his late 60s at this point, or maybe he's pushing 70. I don't know what David Coverdale's doing now, but you know what? I can appreciate it. I mean, that's the kind of music I really enjoyed, but Thames World, I remember when rocks were invented. Yeah, there's not much rock music anymore, is there? No, it doesn't seem to. You know what? I love it, and but music changed so drastically. Steve, I imagine you can probably attest to that. There's so many different styles out there, but you know what? I love the style. I love Joe Satriani. I love some Steve Vai and Eric Johnson and a few of the other guitarists, but. Yeah, I love that kind of music. That's where my heart lies. That anything guitar related. Steve says, yes, I think it was November. Yeah, I think so too, Steve. It was a while ago, wasn't it? It certainly was. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a good week so far. It's the weekend, right? So how much better can it be? And here in Canada, it's a good weekend. It's a long weekend. So I get my wife and kids for an extra day home. So that's kind of nice. Country Cycle Cam. Hey, Jeff. It's been a while. No, it has. But hey, Country Cycle Cam. No worries, buddy. You know what? The last couple weeks, I've moved it down to 2 lives a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And this week, I've decided, I think this will be my last Friday for a while. I'm just going to go Tuesdays, once a week live. And I think that's more than sufficient. You know what? People have a lot of things going on in their life, so you know it's great to see everybody, but you know it's the spring and the summer coming on, so you know a lot of people are going to be busy, and I figure that we're going to be probably fairly busy too, so I won't be around as much. So I'm going to get at least one video out a week and do a live at least on Tuesdays, and that'll be it. Once in a blue moon we'll get Joe on. We haven't had the Jeff and JoJo show in a long time. Joe hasn't been on live with me in 5 or 6 weeks, I guess. It's quite a long time, maybe even longer. But anyways, once in a blue moon, we'll get sporadic. You know, if she's not busy, she'll say, "Hey, can we go live one night?" So we might do that just as kind of an off, but just for some fun. And you know what? That's all this is ever in the first place. A lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of great people. Thames World, just kidding. I'm not that old. Hey, Thames World, no worries. Unfortunately, I am. Gosh, Whitesnake. Yes, I know. Oh gosh, Steve. I do appreciate it. I really do. There's some good music out there, Steve. There really is. You know what? And it depends what everybody likes. But I'm more the, guitar rock kind of whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they even call it nowadays. But that's what I enjoy. Game with Whiskey. That's the only music I knew because my dad loves that music. I don't care for Whitesnake, but to each their own. Yeah, no, I understand. But you know what? It's something I grew up on in about early 1980s. There used to be a show out of Detroit called The Beat with this guy named Doug Podell. He was on a radio station called WLLZ. It was a big rock station in Detroit. And I used to listen to that station. But on Saturday nights, I was about 15 years old. They used to have Detroit on the PBS channel. At 11 o'clock, I think, they had an hour video show in the early mid-80s and stuff, and he played all the videos, and you'd see, like, Whitesnake and stuff like that, so it was funny. Thames World, I love all that stuff, too. Yeah, so do I. Steve, any of the day, absolutely yes. Music has changed a lot. Oh my gosh, it has, Steve. It certainly has. But you know what? The true music enthusiasts, and I mean the real musicians like yourselves, you know, keep it going, and which is great because you know I definitely don't want to see it disappear in any way. Thames World, I've had a good week. I got to help a stranger make a friend. Oh, good. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. It's always good, you know. There's enough negativity out there, so you know, being positive and helping people out, best thing in the world as far as I'm concerned. You know, a lot of times I'll you know, watch a video and I'll say, oh, hey, whatever, and I think people think, oh, he's spamming me. It's not. Honestly, I'm not. It's just, you know, sometimes you don't have a ton of things to say, and sometimes, you know, you watch so many videos. What do you have to say? The only thing I try to always say is, hey, it's a great day or something. That's usually me, but some people think I'm spamming, but it's in no way that. It just, you know, it is what it is. Pauline Newman, hey, Pauline, how you doing? It's good to see you. Welcome. You know what, Pauline, I've just the last couple weeks just been going live twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And this week I've come to the conclusion, you know what, it's the summer and the spring and summer, and you know what, people are busy. You know, it's great to see people, but people got a lot of things going on. Are they going to really come on and watch? So I figure, you know what, I think I'm going to just go live once a week on Tuesdays, and that's it. So this will be my last Friday. You know, in the fall, maybe I'll switch it back up, but we'll just go live on this channel once a week, and once in a blue moon, we'll get Jill on. It's been a long time since she's been on, but we'll get her when we're in the hockey right now, so every single night since about the first week of April or so when it started, it goes to about the middle of June. So we have about 3 weeks or so left of hockey. So we've been watching every night. We watched from like about 7 to about 1 o'clock in the morning. There was always a couple games going on, so we would be watching that. But you know what? I guess it is what it is. Jack's Guitar Channel, Pink Floyd. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, Pink Floyd, exactly. Oh, Steve, I love the emojis. I love it, fellas. Thames World, I love Floyd a whole lot. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you guys, I don't know a ton of Floyd. The only thing I know and appreciate is David Gilmour. I mean, the sonic stuff coming out of that guitar is absolutely... I've never heard anything like it. You know, when I hear Run off the Wall and stuff, what's that song? Run Like Hell. Or I can't remember the exact... I think that's what it is. But the guitar portion on the Wall, and I love Animals and stuff, and that's... I love that. Let's see here. Jack's Guitar. I'm a huge Gilmour fan too. Yeah, I mean, how can you not, right? Like, it's fantastic. Kiki DIYs. Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you very much for coming. Thames World, I hope I can learn to play guitar someday. Me too. I have one, but you know what? I always joke with Steve. You know what? This week I took it out, Steve, if you can believe it. It's been months since I took it out. And I was trying to figure out the Limelight, Intro to Limelight by Rush. And it took me about 20 minutes. I finally figured it out. But, you know, I kept playing the same part over and over again till it kind of stuck. But I thought, I don't know how you guys that actually know how to play do it. But, you know, it's all for fun. It's just a hobby for myself. That's all. Pauline says, people are spending time with their families during the summer, so I totally understand. Yeah, exactly, Pauline. You know what? We're all busy, and you know what? Get out and enjoy the weather. That's what I'm going to start doing. Well, that's what I have been doing, and you know, we've got a lot of things going on, just like everybody else does, so I get it completely. Gaming with Whiskey. I wasn't around in the 80s, but I love Iron Maiden. Oh my gosh, yes. I got, this week I picked up, on Amazon, I picked up Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. It's from 1980 to, I think, 89. It was on sale on Amazon, but it's fantastic. I think there's like 15 or 16 or 17 songs on it, but it's fantastic. Oh yes, AC/DC, Godsmack, GNR, Motley Crue. Oh yes, those are bands I can appreciate. Gaming with Whiskey, 100%. Metallica, yeah. When did we see those? We saw them back in about 96, or I think it was 97. We saw them at the Palace in Auburn Hills in Detroit, just outside of Detroit, and they were pretty good. They were good. Like hell, yes, I did a cover of that a couple years ago. Oh my gosh, Jack, I love that song. I absolutely love it. It's so sonic. It sounds amazing. Steve saying hi to Kiki DIYs. Good choice. Gaming with you. Loves Godsmack and Sully. Yes, Jack. Last week, Godsmack were here. They came on. I think it was last Thursday. Yeah. So a week yesterday, they were here in town. They played. They played with Volbeat. I think they're Volbeat or either Swedish, but Volbeat opened up for Godsmack, and they I hear that they were really good. Unfortunately I didn't see them. We were busy that night, but I would have liked to see them. They would have been good. They would have been. Hey Bill, how you doing, Nomadic Bike? Good morning, everybody. Hello. It's good to see you, Nomadic Bike. Nice to see you, Nomadic Bike. Bill, I'm just telling everybody, I switched it up a couple weeks ago, just to 2 lives a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And I think, I was saying to Joe, we're talking about it a night or two ago. And I think, it's busy in the summertime. People are busy and stuff. And, it's the daytime. People got a lot of things going on. So I think I'm going to just switch the lives, Bill, down to 1 a week. I'm going to do it Tuesdays and won't worry about Fridays. And once in a blue moon, Joe will maybe get on with me one night. It's been a long time since Joe's been on. But, over the summer and spring, and everybody's busy. So maybe in the fall I'll bring back maybe seeing about going more again. But for now, I think I'll just go once a week. I think that's more than sufficient anyways, and just try a video and stuff like that. But I hear, Bill, I was it last night or was it on, was it last night? I'm pretty sure on Gill Skills on Bob's stream last night. Were you saying that you filmed an intro and stuff? That'll be amazing. I can't wait to see that, my friend. Thames World, it's hard to play guitar, asking the professionals in here. Yeah, no, it's just something for fun, and it's just a hobby. It's nothing that I'm good at, Thames World, but I leave it for the experts. This is, at this point in my life, just something I can pick up and kind of muddle with and stuff. Just something I can play with. That's all it is. Yes, it is good to see Nomadic Bike, isn't it? It is, Thames World. With whiskey. My hubby has has 11 guitars with me and my Black Cherry Pearl Export 9-piece Lafayette. Yes, Jack's Guitar Channel. That's amazing. Game with whiskey. That's amazing. Mr. Pinkle, hello Jeff. How are you? Haven't caught you in a while. It's 4:30 a.m. here. Hey, no worries, Mr. Pinkle. I was just saying, I'm just gonna, as of next week, I'll drop it down to just 1 a week, just on Tuesdays. So it's busy spring and summer. So, but I understand you never have to worry about that. But it's nice to see you, Mr. Pinkle. Thanks very much for dropping in. Appreciate it. Thames World, that's a lot of guitars. It is, isn't it? It's a lot of guitars. Oh gosh. Destination Chronicles. I can't see a darn thing with these glasses. I need a new pair. It's I think I don't need a new pair. I can't get any till next summer. I have to wait the 2 years. And I got some. I think is it next summer? I think I forget. But I have to wait till next summer. Jack's Guitar, Thames World. Started playing when I was around 8, over 40 years. I suggest practice every day, learn the neck, and when you have everything on the net. Back in our time, we had books Lafayette. Oh my gosh, do you remember those? Back in the day, I remember, I think about 85, my buddy for Christmas or my birthday gave me like 7,000 some guitar chords. It was this pink book. It was like this, and I showed every, play G suspended, whatever, this way, play G, play D, whatever, the majors, the minors, and all that, the augmented ones, play everything, like, and they're all the movables and all that kind of stuff, but, there was like a million ways, and then there was just, the bar chords, and then the power chords, all that stuff, but, I do remember that, the books, oh my gosh, Gaming with Whiskey, Lafayette, he's proud of them all, he wants to display them in the basement in the next house. That is amazing, you should. Thames World, I'm 48. I'm just one up on you, Thames World. I'm 49. I'll be 50 in December. But, hey, who's counting? My wife is. I'm just kidding. Oh, gosh. She's always saying, I wouldn't want to be 50 or I wouldn't want to be 49. And I'm like, oh, great. My wife's about, she's quite a few years younger than I am. Jack's Guitar came with whiskey. I lost count how many guitars I have been through. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Thames World. I never had anything. Can only play by ear. Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty good. Nomadic Bike, yeah. I have it filmed. I just need to add it. Well, that's awesome, Bill. I can't wait. I'll be looking forward to it, my friend. I will. Thames World, I have stuff on my channel. Please forgive my critique. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, gosh, you never have to worry about that, Thames World. Never in a million years. Came with Whiskey Lafayette. Pearl Export is a drum set, just in case you're not familiar. I know Pearl drums, but beyond that, the only ones I ever knew were Pearl and Tama. That's about the extent of my drum knowledge. Been playing since I was 5. Oh wow, Game with Whiskey. That's amazing. Mr. Pinkle, talking music, love it. Found a great a cappella host of the Rising Sun last night. Oh, that's amazing. Jack's Guitar, awesome game. Cool. Destination Chronicles, guitar chords in a big thick book. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was funny. Play the bar chords, and then you take this finger off, mute this one, whatever. Let's see here. Game with Whiskey. I tried playing guitar, but my fingers hurt so much afterwards. Yes, they do, don't they? I remember back in the 80s, you know, when I first started, and, you know, the ends, you know, you start to get the, you know, I don't want to say they bleed, but then they start to get the calluses. Once you get the good old callus on, then you're good to go. Jack's guitar is laughing. Hemsworth says, I don't know any letters or numbers, only color, sounds, and shapes. I'm silly. Oh, gosh, no worries, Hemsworth. Mr. Pinkle, think you stop at 49, laugh at that. Yeah, Hemsworth. It gets easier if you keep playing the hurt stops, I think. It did for me. Yeah, no, exactly. It's just, you know what? It is what it is, and what are you going to do, right? Gosh, this old chair. It's about time to you know what? I didn't notice how bad it sounds, but I watched one of the replays a couple weeks ago, and all I could hear through it was the chair creaking every 2 seconds. Let's see. Destination Chronicles. Got to build up those calluses. Exactly. It's funny, you know what? It is funny. It is. No pain, no gain. Yeah, no, that's the truth, isn't it? Game with Whiskey. Hubby paid extra to get some of his guitars left-handed. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. There's a place in town, just outside of town, that you know, I haven't come across too many the left-handed guitars and stuff like that, but there's a place that has a whole section of them. Pretty amazing looking. The one place has some basses, and do you remember Paul McCartney's basses and stuff like that? Yeah, they have, I don't know what those are called. I'm sure somebody in the chat would remember Paul McCartney's basses. They were the smaller I don't know what that was called. It wasn't Rickenbacker, I don't think. It was, I forget what, forgive me, I can't think what it was called. Themsworth's laughing. With Whiskey, my mom's ear went through a lot of pain when I was practicing. Does that count? Oh gosh, yeah. No, you know what? Luckily, I lived in the basement of our. We had like a. It was a 4-story. It was like a. It wasn't a split. I don't know how you'd say. The upstairs, then the main floor, then the floor that I lived on, and then we had so there was like 4 floors, but it wasn't like 4 huge floors. They were all like, they were built like kind of on top of each other. I don't know how to describe it, but it was kind of cool. Mr. Pinkle, just look them up. Face vocal band. Okay. Jack's laughing. Jack's guitar says, I want to play drums. Parents would not let me too loud, so guitar it was. Yes, now, you know what? We thought at first our son wanted to play guitar. He was always picking up you know, I gave my first acoustic from, I think it was 1985 that I had. And that sits up in his room under his bed. And then we picked up like a classical style guitar. It's a little better. It would be better for him to use that one. And he tried. He was just banging along with it. And he never wanted to learn anything. And then the beginning of the school year, this flyer went out, and it was for the kids to learn guitar. And we thought for sure, you know, he was going to ask us to sign him up. And we waited like 2 weeks, and we kept asking him. And one day he says, Dad, I don't want to do that. I'm like, no problem. So, you know, we thought that it was going to be something because he's so musically inclined, and we thought, you know, it was definitely, he's always muddling around with things. We thought that'd be the next step, and he says, I don't want to do that. He says, I want to play drums. And my wife's like, oh, no. But the only place we could actually, we live in like a townhouse, so the only place we could do it is if I soundproof the basement. And the basement's kind of busy with washer and dryer and all that kind of stuff, and everything else, you know, boxes that you store everything. So I don't know where we'd find the room, but that's the one thing. He's 11, so I imagine things will change over the years. But he always wanted to learn drums too. Game with Whiskey. My mom asked me at least 20 times, are you sure you want to play drums? I think it was her stint. She didn't want to play it. Thames World. I think Paul played a Hoffer before I went to Rick's. Okay. Could be, and like I said, I'm no expert on that, so, but it probably is. That sounds awesome. Destination McCartney had a Hoffer at one point. Oh, okay. There you go, everybody. Thames World Hofner. Okay, good. That's it. Sorry about that. I was saying it incorrectly, but correct. Thames World. Okay, that's awesome. Jack, Came with Whiskey. I'm teaching my little girl to play. She's 5 and loves the drums. Oh, that's awesome. That is good. You know what? And the funny thing is, I think our son, he would enjoy it. He's got, you know, the beat in him and stuff like that. Just a matter of taking some lessons and stuff. But I think it really would be good for him. His only hobby, I mean, I played hockey and guitar and stuff as a hobby as a kid. But the only hobby that he really has, he plays soccer. He loves soccer. He was supposed to actually start this week, and it had rained out, and the fields were so soaked. The city, all the different fields through the city that the kids play at, the league that he's in, they said that if the kids played on it would damage them with their cleats and stuff. So they canceled all practices and games for this week. It was supposed to start this week. It starts next Tuesday. And the funny thing is, about a month and a half, 2 months ago, we found out his team didn't have a coach. And for weeks and weeks, we pushed it off. And then Joe stepped up and said, he's not going to have a coach. That's not good. So Joe decided to sign up. She's going to be his coach. So I mean, good for her. But she's kind of looking forward to it. And Ethan's like, "What do I call you, Mom? Do I call you Coach or Mom?" Or she's like, "Just call me whatever. Just call me Mom if you want." But let's see here. Jack's Guitar Channel. Keep all your egg cartons. Great for sounding proof. I imagine it's true. Steve's laughing. Oh gosh, Game with Whiskey. I gotta go, but catch you soon. Busy day for me. Oh, no worries. You take care, and thanks very much for dropping in. Okay, you have a great weekend. Have a good weekend. And Jack says, "Bye, Game with Whiskey. Keep on drumming." Oh my gosh, yeah, that's amazing. Steve said, "Have a great day gaming." Oh gosh. Thames World saying bye to gaming. Destination Chronicle says, "Teach him to dance first." All the drummers I ever know the dancing. Oh gosh. Now, when I think of drumming, there's a ton of drummers out there. There is, right? But in my head, there's only one drummer. And it's funny, I mispronounced his name all my life. I'm a Canadian. He's a Canadian, but I mispronounced his name. I used to call him Neil Peart. It's Neil Peart from Rush, and whatever. Some people may like him, some people may not. But I don't think there's a more technical drummer than him. But I love that, and he loved. It's funny, back a few years ago when Rush decided to retire, or decided they probably weren't going to tour anymore, I was in the car, and my son Ethan loves Rush. I think it's what Dad likes, he likes. Anyways, we were listening to the radio, and they said they're not going to tour anymore. And I looked back, and there's tears coming down his eyes, and I thought, what is he crying over? He says, "Dad, you and I are never going to get to go see Rush ever." I thought, what? Anyways, it was just funny, at the time he would have been like 6 or 7 years old. I don't know when they decided to retire, like 4 or 5 years ago. So he's 11, so it's at about 6 years old, 6 or 7. But anyways, I thought that was funny, but it is too bad. I mean, I would have liked to take him to see him. They would have been pretty interesting to see. Game with Whiskey. Thanks, everybody. Catch you all soon. Yes, you take care and have a good weekend. Thames World's laughing. Why does a drummer need to be able to dance? No wonder I drummers. Oh gosh, too funny. Food Forest Permaculture. Hey Howie, how are you? Good afternoon, Jeff of the Day. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Are you? Will you get a long weekend this weekend, Howie? I would imagine. But it's good to see you, my friend. Hello, fellow Earthlings. Good to see you, my friend. Destination Chronicles. Bill Legend from T-Rex is a friend of mine. Oh wow. You know what? In 85 or it was 85, my first guitar teacher, every year at the end of, not at the end of the year, but in the summer or the spring, he always put these recitals on for students right from the beginning of learning guitar up to whatever. Anyways, he used to put on recitals, and I still remember, you say T-Rex. The first guitar recital I ever did was the T-Rex. It probably wasn't. I wasn't into T-Rex at the time. I was 15. I was into the Power Station. They redid a T-Rex song called "Bang Gong Get It On," and you know what? That was my first guitar recital song. So, anyways, that is amazing. Destination Chronicles. That is amazing. Speaking of drummers. Who can't dance? Hey, Phil Collins, right? No, just teasing. Thames World, my first concert I ever went to was Kiss. I was 6 years old. Yikes. I think my first guitar concert was in 81, seeing, I was 11, so I was, it was Rush Moving Pictures in Massey Hall in Toronto. But then I went to different ones. I went to a lot of other Rush concerts and stuff, and tons of other bands. But yeah, no, I saw Kiss twice. I saw them, I think it was 1990, either 89 or 90, and they had Eric Carr was still in the band. This is before he passed away. But it was on Hot in the Shade tour. And they came to London here, and they played outside the city in this hockey arena. And who opened up? It was Slaughter and Winger, the two rock bands. They opened up, and it was pretty good. But that's when they didn't have the makeup. And then a couple of years ago, Kiss came back here to London to Budweiser Gardens, and they played. And who opened up? I think it was Shinedown or something. They were good. They had their makeup, and you know what? Our son wanted to see it, but he absolutely loved it. But I think, you know what, kids loved Kiss because, you know, who doesn't want to see a rock band with makeup and stuff like that? It's almost like a bunch of clowns getting up there. I'm not calling them clowns, you know what I mean, with the makeup and all that. It's every kid's dream and stuff. But I did love not Rush. I do love Rush, but I did like Kiss as a kid for sure. Mr. Pinkle, your son must be real sweet. Oh gosh, yeah, no, he's a good kid. He's 11, but he's a good kid. I got two kids, an 11-year-old boy and a 16-year-old daughter. Thanks, world. You dance if you want to. You leave your friends behind. Yes. Oh gosh, you know what that's from? That's Safety Dance, isn't it? By Men Without Hats. I'm pretty sure that's it. I think that's it. Yes, I think that's the song. Jack's Guitar Channel. I love playing the solo from that song, Jeff. Yes. It's been many. Whoops, sorry about that. I have a dog. The dog next door barked, and the dog is sleeping on the love seat, the couch back here. And if she hears another dog bark, she's off. So I apologize about that. She does it once in a while. Food Forest Permaculture House says fishing and foraging is on the list and pump out the raw unedited videos as I will never edit, so I have it to where my time is very valuable at juicing and listening. Okay. Understandable. Yeah, Safety Dance, that's it. Yes. You know what? That band, Men Without Hats, is that what they were? Yeah, Men Without Hats. I don't think I realized they were Canadian. I think they're a band from Montreal, but I remember them in the 1980s. I don't think I've heard of them since, but that was a good song. I do remember it. Mr. Pinkle, I love Shinedown. They really do a cool Skinner, Simple Man. Yes. They were actually pretty decent. They were good with Kiss. But yeah, that summer we saw, I think we saw Kiss, and then about 2 weeks later we saw, we either saw Kiss first or I don't know. We saw Pearl Jam and Kiss that summer, and they were 2 weeks apart. One played, I just can't remember if we saw Pearl Jam first and then Kiss or vice versa. But yeah, it was really interesting summer. Jack's Guitar. Gotta get some sleep. It's 4:40 a.m. here. Thanks a lot, Jeff, and bye everyone. See you soon. Take care, Jack, and thanks again. Okay, you have a good one. Have a good weekend, my friend. Have a good one. Where are we here? Yeah, it won't be on a ton longer. It's about almost 20 to 3. I'll try it for another 20 minutes, see how it goes, but give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna just make sure. Yeah, the dog's sitting down. Sorry, she shouldn't bark again. Steve says Shinedown rocks. They certainly do, Steve. They certainly do. What was I going to say? Give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can find something. Oh, gosh. I can't remember. It couldn't have been important. You know who else is really good as a guitarist? There's this guy, I think his name's Tobias Asani or Tobias something. He's a guitarist for this band that I came across about 2 years ago. It's a band called Animals as Leaders. I don't know if anybody's come across them. The music's a totally different style that I've never come across, but I've come across a different style bands after them. I came across another band called Tosca, Toska. I think they're they're British or something. They're originally from a band called Dorje, Dorje. They're some British band, and then Tosca's like an offshoot of Dorje. But yeah, Animals are the leaders. They're the guitarist and the bass work is amazing. I think they play either 6 or 8 string basses and stuff like that. but the bass player and the guitar player, I can't. Sometimes it's dueling, and I can't tell if it's a bass or a guitar. But I've never heard anything like it. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but Animals as Leaders, they're brilliant sounding. They've got, I think, about 3 or 4 albums out, and but it sounds so different than anything I've ever come across. It's quite technical, but it is quite interesting. Have a great night. Yes, Thames World, exactly. Destination Chronicles. I have to go shop and have guests come to dinner. See you later. Destination Chronicles, thanks so much, okay? Have a great weekend, and I really do appreciate you for coming. Thanks again. Much, much, much appreciated. Mr. Pinkle, Jack must be in Australia too. Yes, he is. Is it that time for you, Mr. Pinkle? My gosh, it's early. But yes, he's definitely in Australia. Mr. Pinkle says, love the name Animals as Leaders. Very George Orwell. Oh gosh, yes. 1984. Oh my gosh, George Orwell. You know what? Did anybody ever see that movie with John Hurt? I still remember. That's back when, before videotapes even existed. Back when Laserdisc. Does anybody remember Laserdiscs and Beta and all that kind of stuff? Back when I think Laserdisc. Not even. I think they came as like a record. They came in this like. It was like it looked like a case for a record case, and the record were whatever the disc was lodged inside, and you didn't take it out. You put it into this machine, and then I think you pulled it out, and it took like the record or whatever it was, and it played it. Back then, I remember going to this computer place, and that's where we rented our movies. I'm talking early 80s, like I'm talking 83, 84, and I still remember getting 1984 from the store. I didn't know anything. I was like 14 years old, didn't know a thing about it. I watched it. It was the weirdest movie I've ever seen, and the book's even odder, but yeah, I still remember that, and Animal Farm. Anyways, I will regress with that completely. But yes, very George Orwell. Thames World. I like finding new music. So much pop these days. I want to hear a new classic rock band. That's what I need to hear. Anybody ever heard? You know, they're not new. I don't know if they're American or British, but they're called The Darkness, and I get a kick out of it. I think it might have started as a joke, honestly, the singer, but he's got the highest range. He can go from octave, like up to the highest octave I've ever heard. The singer of The Darkness. They came out when I first saw them. I really think it was a joke at first. They came dressed out in the spandex and all that with their hair, and I really think, I think it was a joke, but actually they're a pretty decent band. And also Airborne from Australia, they're a pretty decent band. There's where Lafayette. I wish I spent $600 for a CD burner, and now they have them in every PC. Yes, exactly. Thames World. Do you remember that? Miss Green Thumb, how are you? Hello, Eddie. Good seeing you. It is nice to see. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's nice to see you, Mrs. Green Thumb. I hope you're doing well too. I hope you are. Thames World is saying hi to Mrs. Green Thumb. It's nice to see you, Mrs. Green Thumb. I was saying, a few weeks ago I switched the lives. I've been going 5 days a week forever, and I switched it down to 2 days, Tuesdays and Fridays. I thought, oh yeah, I can do Tuesdays and Fridays. But it's spring and summer's here, and I think this will be the last Friday for a while. I think I'm just going to go live once a week, and I'll go live Tuesdays. That'll be it. I think everybody has a lot of things going on, so I think going down to once a week is pretty sufficient. But it is good seeing you, Mrs. Green Thumb. Are you celebrating the long weekend? I can't wait. That's why I said, long weekend, here we come. The best part about the long weekend is I get my wife and kids one extra day at home with me, so that's a nice thing. Thames World, hope you're all having a good day and have a great weekend. You too, Thames World. Thanks so much. Willie, hey, Willie, how you doing? It's good to see you. Willie, I honestly thought Carolina would take Boston. I did not expect. After watching last night's game, I kind of knew that Boston was just motoring through things. But my buddies and I, we all thought for sure Carolina would take Boston for sure. We were hoping for it, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Gardening is good. It is that Thames World. Mr. Green Thumb, I'm gardening all day now. Oh, that's good. What's the weather like out your way? It's beautiful here. The sun's here. Time's 2:45. Still a little bit before my son's done school, but it's absolutely beautiful day. Beautiful. I'm hoping it's going to be like that for the weekend, but you know what? A Canadian long weekend, you never know what you're going to expect. Somebody played a joke that, Friday it'll be beautiful. It'll rain Saturday, and then Sunday it'll snow. It's a joke, but you know what? Needless to say, I don't know how many years over the years here in Canada, Canadian long weekend in May is always like that. You usually get snow or rain. I don't know why, but and then like the following weekend, it's beautiful. You're in the summer, but I don't know what it's going to be like. I've heard rain, but I'm kind of hoping not. Mrs. Greenthumb, notification from Mila Filletto. I'm sorry to hear that. Mr. Pinkle apartment name, appointment name then, Miss Greenthumb, if you're busy. Garden. Oh my gosh. G'day, Keg, how you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Keg, I'm, you know what, I think you heard a couple weeks ago, I went down just twice a week live, Tuesdays and Fridays, and I talked to Joe this week, and I said, you know what, it's hard even doing 2 a week at this time of year. I'm going to go down to 1 a week. I'm just going to do Tuesdays, and that's it. No 2 lives a week or anything, even for me. I'm just going to do once a week. Try to put a video and go live once a week, and once a blue moon, get Joe on the Jeff and JoJo show or something. It's been a while since Joe's been on live, but she's just been busy. And hey, Keg, it's a long weekend here. It's they call it Queen Victoria's birthday next week. I hear it's definitely not, but they give us Monday off, so you get the 3-day weekend. Here they call it the May 24th weekend. And then next weekend is the big American weekend, the Memorial Day weekend. So, hope you're doing well, Cake. It's nice to see you, my friend. It is good to see you. I'll tell Jo she'll be sad that she missed you, my friend. Oh my gosh, there she actually, Cake. I'll take back what I was saying. Looks like Joe's here anyway, so we won't have to worry about it. Oh my gosh, Willie says they still had a good year. Oh gosh, yes, Willie. I didn't mean it that way. They, you know what? I'm so proud that they did so well, and Joe said the same thing. We would have loved, Willie, to be honest, we would have loved to see them in the playoffs with I'm saying San Jose. It might not be San Jose, you know what, who's playing with San Jose, whoever is playing with San Jose right now, they might take them. I mean, San Jose won the other night, but St. Louis, yeah, you never know. St. Louis could still come back, but we'll see. But no, they definitely played awesome, Willie. They certainly did. Today, Willie says it's 88 in North Carolina. Oh, that's awesome. Mrs. Green Thumb says weather's been gorgeous. Good. Big Cake saying hi to Mrs. Green Thumb. It's so good to see everybody. Not Your Average JoJo says hello everybody, happy Friday. Oh, it's good to see you, Joe. Look who's here with you, Big Keg. It's so good to have you. Big Keg saying hi to JoJo. Gemma's Journey Grace. Hey Gemma, how are you? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's a long weekend, Gemma, here in Canada. You know what, Queen Victoria, this weekend, every year they always celebrate Queen Victoria's birthday on the Monday, so they always have a long weekend here, the 3rd week of May every year. And somebody said they think her birthday was actually in April, but here in Canada they celebrate it this weekend, and so it's a long weekend. And then next weekend is the American long weekend, the Memorial Day weekend. And Thames World saying hi to JoJo. We've had everybody in here today, Joe. Everybody. Mr. Pinkle says that's like here in Melbourne, except all season and one day occasional snow. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? But you know, it's actually been beautiful, and it's a beautiful day here. Gemma's saying hi, Jeff. It's good to see you, Gemma. I hope you're doing well. Big Cake says she has more birthday than a kindergarten. Oh gosh, Cake, I love it. Not Your Average JoJo says hello, Thames World. Gemma says hello, JoJo and Jeff. Gemma, it's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thames World, spring at 8 a.m., summer at 1 p.m., fall at 6 p.m., and winter at 10 p.m. Oh gosh, I love it. Yeah, no, it's completely that way, isn't it? It is completely. Willie says, hey, the very beautiful JoJo. And then Willie goes, and Jeff. Oh gosh, I love it. Gemma says, I'm good, thanks. Just dropped a new poem. Oh, we'll have to take a look, Gemma. We'll have to take a look. It's great to see you. It's good to see everybody. Willie says, today I'm making fried chicken and cabbage. Willie, that sounds amazing, my friend. That sounds good. Sounds good. Give me a second here. Everybody, if you see JoJo, Not Your Average JoJo, you know you can call her now. You can call her Not Your Average JoJo or just JoJo. You can call her Coach Joe or Coach JoJo. Joe's going to be... Ethan started... he was supposed to start soccer this week. He plays soccer Tuesdays and Thursdays. One's a game, one's a practice. Anyways, about a month and a half, 2 months ago, they found out there was no coach for his team.
and nobody was stepping up. And Joe, about a month ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, decided she's going to step up. So she says, I don't know anything really about soccer other than what she saw last year, and she's never been a coach. So she decided to be Ethan's coach and all the kids on the team. So last weekend she went to spend a couple hours at this coaching seminar thing that they did for all new coaches, just learning and stuff about the game and all that. So she went to that, and this week it rained out a lot, so they canceled the games and the practices this week, and they all start next week. So she'll start next week. But yes, Coach Joe, or Coach JoJo, everybody. But she's got herself a little sorry, let's see if I can find it. Can I find it, Joe? I can't find it. I was gonna show everybody your hat, but maybe next time you can come on with the hat and the whistle. She says she's gonna put me in a timeout, but it is what it is. Not your average JoJo. Hello, Jem and Willie. Good to see you both. It's good to see everybody. Mr. Pinkle says, "Yum, Willie. Sounds good." Big Keg, Coach Joe. Yes. Oh my gosh. Keg. My gosh, did you ever do well? That video that you put up, Joe's like, oh my gosh, he hit the mother load when you hit that, when you went out and you're filming all over. I can't believe all the stuff. I've never seen so much in my life, all the stuff that you could have picked up. It was amazing looking. And I wasn't joking. Ethan would have been proud to go out with you when you found the PS3 and the Xbox. He'd have been like, I'm going with Keg for sure, Dad. But it was awesome. You did a great job, and my gosh, but I can't believe that you were saying something that a lot of it will just end up in a landfill and that. That's too bad, it really is. Because, we should be, right? We should be getting rid of everything. Like, not getting rid of everything, but you should be doing something with it, either recycling it or, but like you said, you don't want to put it in a landfill. But you did a great job. You really did. Not your average JoJo. Love the hat. It's a blue bag beside you. Is it? Okay. I don't see it, Joe. I see the blue bag, but anyways, you know what? Well, I see the blue bag, but it's got all the kids' uniforms and stuff, Joe. I don't see the. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to look for it while I'm live right now. But I'll next time we'll show them, Joe. We'll show them next time. Gemma says, JoJo, you're lovely. Oh, she'll love that, Gemma. She will. Big Cake says, what sort of time out do you get, Jeff? Oh gosh, I'm in a timeout constantly, Keg. You remember the doghouse, Jeff? I always, Keg. I'm the fella that doesn't know. I need to put a sock in it or something like a muzzle or something. I don't know when to keep my trap shut, and I'm always opening my mouth. It'll be something goofy or stupid, and if anybody's going to say it, I'm going to say it. And then, but Joe's pretty good. She never gets upset. Usually, if Joe gets upset, it's about once or twice a year, and sometimes within about half an hour, everything's good again. Sometimes it's the next day, but Joe doesn't hold a grudge or anything. She's good. She gets over things real quick, and sometimes she needs to with me because I open my trap, so it is what it is. Thank you, Mr. Pickle. Oh gosh, yes, all landfilled. Oh gosh, okay, that's too bad. It really is. Willie says, so JoJo's going to Ethan's soccer coach and Jeff's nurse. Yeah. Oh gosh. How's school going, Keg? How much longer do you have? Do you have what? How much? I'm not sure how long. I remember you were saying how long you were in it for, but you must be in it for a little while longer. But hopefully it's going well. Keg. Goofa Biddy. Do you remember when I said that? I don't know what I was even thinking. But as you know, I can make up words on the spot. I'm good at that. Oh my gosh, yes. What was I going to say? You know what we were talking about earlier? You missed it, Keg and Joe. We're talking about music. We were talking about a little bit of everything. We had quite a few people on here, and we had some people talking about drumming and guitars and stuff like that, and we're talking about some old style music. And Destination Chronicles were on here, and they were saying one of her friends. She's friends with the drummer. He was in T-Rex. And for the life of me, I couldn't tell you his name. But she was saying that, I think she's from California or somewhere out there. But she says that she was friends with the drummer of T-Rex. That's pretty interesting. Joe's laughing at Big K. Yeah, exactly. Joe, I'm, you know me. Now your average Joe just says, also he is saying this now while I'm here, but what would he be saying if I wasn't here? Oh, geez, Joe, come on now. Come on. You know me. I wouldn't do that to you. School stop freezing. Won't get into it, but it's government thing. Oh, well, hopefully. Anyways, I won't talk about it for you, Keg. But for your sake, I hope. But hope it picks up and you're able to finish it. But I'll drop it at that, Keg. I won't go on about it. But it's good to see you, Keg. How's everything else going? How's everything else? I hope you're doing well. Like I said, Keg, I'm not going to go live anymore other than just... Joe, I said to everybody, I'm going to stop to 2 lives a week. I won't go Tuesdays and Fridays anymore, just 1 a week. I'm just going to go Tuesdays. I think once a week is more than sufficient. He wants to see me on here every day anyway, so I think once a week is pretty good, and it'll be good, just the once a week, and then put a video, and I think that the latest one, I put it in order, Joe. Now we just have to get it edited. Maybe by Sunday I can get it completed. So we'll see what happens. And you can tell me where what I need to remove and stuff like that. Mr. Pinkle says, "Hey, Big Keg, are you in Australia too?" Mr. Pinkle, yes, Big Keg is definitely in Australia. So Big Keg, Jack's Guitar Channel was here. Mr. Pinkle, he's from Australia as well. But Mr. Pinkle was asking, he's in Australia, so just asking who's in Australia as well, Big Keg. But well, where was I going? I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was now. Adventures Connor. Hey Connor, how you doing? I came to say hi. Adventures Connor, thanks so much. It's good to see you. What was I going to say? I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a great weekend with your family and stuff like that. I really do. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well, Connor. Connor, I'm just going to go live once a week from now on, starting next week. I'm just going to go Tuesdays, and that's it. No more lives other than Tuesdays for me. Just it's easier. You know, it's busy time of the year, summer and spring, so I'll just go live once a week from now on, Connor. Big Cake says, "Yep, yes, Mr. Pinkle, Northern West New South Wales." Okay, there we are. Oh gosh, Nico's Polski area. Hello, how are you? It's great to see you, mate. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well, Nikos. I hope you're doing well. Now your average Jojo says, "Hello, Connor. It's good to see you." Big Cake says, "Jack Guitars, good channel." Oh my gosh, isn't he? He is amazing. Cake. Now you know what? I was watching one of his videos, and he's oh gosh, is it RC? Oh gosh, he's one of the other channels I've watched for a long time, since almost the beginning. But I didn't realize he was another channel, and then he switched that channel over to Jack's Guitars. But he does like drone stuff and everything too, Keg. But I think it was a drone. Yeah, Jack's Guitar Channel is an awesome channel. But he had this thing. I don't know what it is. Like not for slide guitar, but I don't know what it is. But it's like is it an EBO or whatever? I forget. It's this little electronic thing, and you put it over the frets and the strings, and it makes the most amazing sound. It's like almost like a slide guitar, but I haven't come across them, so I don't know too much about them. But it was a really cool thing. I listened to it and I thought, wow, does it ever sound good? Big Cake says, "Hello, Connor." Adventures with Connor says, "We're going live tonight on JCTV." Oh, that's awesome, Connor. Mr. Pinkle says, "Oh, right, thanks, Jeff, as we have big problems here with waste versus recycling." Yes. Well, Mr. Pinkle, if you're looking at anything like that, Big Keg has... Keg, are we able to say your... I won't say it unless... But, Keg, if you want, if you're still in the chat, Mr. Pinkle's from Australia, maybe you could put up your Facebook channel too. I would say it, but I don't want to say it if you don't want me to on here, Keg. But if you do... But Mr. Pinkle, he's definitely in Australia, so I'm sure he'd be interested, or know people that'd be interested in that for sure. Nikos Polski, very beautiful view. Yes, it is, Nikos Polski, and this is just from Creative Commons. It's not my own Nikos Polski. This is just Creative Commons. I was able to use it. There's no copyright on it, so I'm using it from there. Thanks with Connor saying hi to Big Keg and hi to Joe. And Nikos Polski, "I'm fine, and you?" Good, Nikos. I'm good. Okay, that's great, Connor. I'll try and keep an eye out for you. Yes, Joe. Willie says, "Hey, Jeff, are you going to use your senior discount and early bird special for breakfast tomorrow with Joe?" Oh gosh, Willie, don't even go there, Willie. Something happened last night when I went to the drugstore to. I went to pick milk up and I got a discount. Joe's like, "You got $1 off on the milk." I said, "What are you talking about?" She says that the young fella gave you the senior's discount. I said, "What?" And I know that I'm pretty sure he didn't think I was a senior. What I think happened was the guy in front of him had given him his senior's card. I think what happened, he put it on mine too. So, but Joe was laughing her head off at that one. Mr. Pickle says, "I'm in Victoria, Big Keg, and flat out trying to recycle and stop stuff going on. To landfill will sub you in a tag." Good. Okay, Mr. Pinkle. Then if you watch Big Keg's channel, he also has a Facebook channel. It's called FBGE-Waste, and that has a lot of information. And if you message him, I'm sure be able to tell you all about it on there. And you know, he's a great fella, Big Keg. You know, you really like him. You really like him. Thanks again, Jeff. We'll sub Big Cake. Okay, good, Mr. Finkel. That sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, he's a nice fella. You'd really like him. Nico says, okay, but beautiful. Oh, yes, Nico. It certainly is. And like I said, I just like the view. And, you know, I'm just trying to jazz it up with OBS and stuff. That's all. And Big Cake says, I'm fascinated with cigar box guitars. I want to make one. That would be cool, Cake. That would be awesome. That really would be cool. Now, everybody, you know what? Keg, a while ago, he found a guitar when he was out picking things up, and I think not the neck wasn't broken, but the portion of the neck that slides onto the guitar, it had cracked or something. So he fixed it up and he refinished it and painted it up. If you want to see like an amazing job, take a look at it. He did such a great job. It looks brilliant. Like it looks like you'd pay hundreds of dollars for that guitar, Keg. You did an amazing finish. Like your finishing skills are amazing. Willie says, "Oh, sorry, Jeff." Oh gosh, no worries. I have to go buy everyone. Take care, Connor. Have a nice weekend. Well done, Mr. Pinkle. Well done, Laugh Aloud Senior discount. Yeah, that's never happened, but I mean, it is what it is. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, thanks, Mr. Pinkle. I appreciate it. You have a good one. Oh no, I don't mean have a good one. I mean thanks very much. Yeah, Keg's a good fella. He's a real good fella. Dirty D's. Hey, what's up? I can play a G chord in a G string. Oh gosh, that's funny. That is funny. That's funny. I love it. Oh gosh. The Punisher Laugh Out Loud. Thanks, Jeff. Yes, check it out, because you know what? He did an amazing job. Like Joe and I can't say enough about it. Like, my gosh. You know what, Keg? Like, my dad didn't finish guitars, but my dad did woodworking and like refinishing. So when I saw it, I know it has nothing to do with that, but when I saw it, I thought, oh wow, that's something, you know what, my brother and I should have learned from my dad, because my dad was good at that kind of stuff. He picked it up from his dad, and he did it as a hobby, and later in life after he retired, he did all the cabinets and everything. Anybody wanted anything done, he'd sand it down and he'd redo it. He just loved doing it. It killed some time for him, and it kept him busy. Mr. Pinkle says, I found a nice guitar too, so we'll send Keg a Big Keg a photo. Oh, good. Very good. G-string laugh out loud, Mr. Pinkle, yeah. Oh, gosh. Anyways, Cookin' Passion. Hi, how are you? It's nice to have you here. Everybody, you know what? If you don't know somebody, if you check them out, just leave them a message to let them know that you've been on their channel, so they can check your channels out as well. It's always a good thing to check each other out. Was it a thong or flip-flop? Oh gosh, Keg, I love it. Oh my gosh, I miss this. Yeah, no, I have missed being live, but you know, just other things going on and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Keg, your footage, my friend, is brilliant. You're doing a good job with your videos. You really are. And that GoPro, it looks amazing. It really does. It really does look nice. I don't know a lot about them really. I just, you know, what I've learned, I went to YouTube pretty much, and anything I've learned to set a setting and set the settings of them, because I don't know what needs to be done technically. So I went and watched a bunch of videos. There's a few that, you know, they say set them to this, do this and that, and it is what it is. The only thing I want to figure out is the time lapse and time warp and stuff like that on them. I tried, I think, the time lapse, and the time lapse, when you do a time lapse, it takes like hundreds of photos, and you'd have to put it in some editing program to edit it. But the time warp, now if you do time warp, that'll give you the nice finish and stuff. I haven't figured that out, but I'm going to try it. Cooking Passion, good you, my friend. Good. Big Cake says, I miss seeing you, mate. Yes, no, Cake, I miss seeing and talking to you, too. It's weird. We're always on every day, it seemed like that. I just came to a point where a few weeks ago where it's like, I started coming on. I always had stuff to say and joking around with everybody, but I came on and I was a couple of weeks where I was coming on, and every day I'd have one or two a week where it just went smoothly and went fine. But then I was getting to a point where I was getting on and I was running out of things to say, and I thought I don't want to be on here running out of things and just going so what's everybody doing? I didn't want to do that to people, so then I cut it down a couple a week, and I thought, oh, that's good. But not that I wouldn't do two a week still. It's just, like life, it's just a different time of the year here now. Spring and summer's here, and the good weather's here finally, and so we're just busier and have family things and stuff, so we're just a little busier, so it's just time here. I like I said, I never thought of not going back live again. Like I said, I'm just going to go once a week now, but maybe in the fall when the weather starts changing again, about 3 months or so, because it's not long here. The weather will change come September, but once that changes, maybe I'll start going back again a few more times, but for now, just once a week. RG Homestead, good afternoon, and all in the chat. Yes, good afternoon, RG Homestead. It's good to see you. Big Cakes, it keeps fogging up on me, but it also rains every time you do. Well, I think that's the only reason it's probably fogging up on you, Keg. I think it would be fine otherwise, but I think it's probably like humidity or the whatever. I would think, as far as I'm no expert on it. You'd probably research it in that, but as far as I can see, if it's raining, that's probably the only reason it's fogging up. I wouldn't say any other reason, Keg. But I mean, Modern Day Tech. Hey, Eric, how are you? It's good to see you. It is a long time. It's nice to see you. I mean, Modern Day Tech, Big Keg, he might be able to answer you a little bit more than I could, but I would imagine the fogging up is probably just from the rain and stuff. Eric, it's nice to see you. Keg has himself a GoPro, and he's doing some great footage, but he was asking about fogging up, and as far as I can see, but he's telling me that it was raining a lot of times, so I would think that's what it is myself. Big Cake says no one to say pizza. Yes. Yeah, no, Keg. Yeah, no, I remember Bob used to say that every time, Keg. I get a kick out of that, but it's so true. It is so true. Willie says, don't forget about Ethan. It's 3:05. Yeah, Willie, he's going to walk home, and I'm probably going to be on a couple more minutes, and then I'll just shut it down, because I've been just trying to go about an hour, and that's about it. I figure an hour is sufficient, and I'm a little over an hour right now. But yeah, no, Willie, he's walking home. He walked to school, and he's walking home. Now that the good weather's here, he says, Dad, I want to walk home. I walk home with my friends. When it was colder and it was raining and not the greatest weather, he wanted to be picked up, but now the good weather's here. He and he's getting older too now. He's getting to the point where he doesn't want Dad doing everything for him and Mom doing everything, but he still likes Mom and Dad doing a few things, but at the end of the day, he still wants to go home with his friends. Archie Holmes says, this video I start thinking about diving around at the shore just to see what I can love to dive. Archie sounds good. Got videos? Yes. Modern Day Tech. Eric says, is it one of the older GoPros with a waterproof case, or one of the new ones with a waterproof without the case? Keg, maybe you can answer Eric from Modern Day Tech. He might be able to answer. Keg, I don't know exactly which GoPro it is myself, but Keg says older one. It's a 2 with the case. Okay, well there you go. Mr. Finkel says, would you dive in Jeff's backdrop? Archie's homestead looks dangerous. Yeah, no, gosh, it does, doesn't it? I just kind of like the image and stuff like that. That's all. Like I said, it's definitely not my video. That's for sure. It's from Creative Commons, and there's no copyright restriction on it, so that's why I used it. But definitely it's a cool image and stuff like that. It really is. Anyways, let me just take a sip of water here. Excuse me. There we are. Oh, man. Okay. You know what? I guess I probably should close it out. Like I said, I was just going to go for the hour, and you know what? I've been on for about an hour and 10 minutes almost, so I probably should close it out. I really do appreciate everybody for coming, and you know what? Like I said, I'm not canceling any lives or anything like that. I'm not never going to go live again, but I think for the time being, starting next week, once a week will probably be good. Just on Tuesdays, and at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then whatever time it is for everybody else. But I would think, once a week, you know, and everybody has things going on anyways, and it's the spring and summer, where, and could be autumn, fall for other people too. But it's just a different time of the year, so, and I am going to get busier in the next couple weeks here. We have, in about a week and a half, we're going up north again to my wife's family's for about a week, and then after I come back from that, then my next little bit is going to be very, very busy. So that's definitely one of the reasons too for just going to be going live for once a week and that. But yeah, come in a couple weeks, I'm going to be, in about 3 weeks, I'm going to be real busy, about 5 days a week. So it's going to change up in that. But Keg says, how long a clip can you put up? Keg, this, if you're talking about this is, I think, I have the videos about a minute long, and it's just on a loop, as you can see. I put it in OBS, and I put it loop, so after it stops, then it starts right back into it. But people could put their whole video up, I guess, if they wanted, for an hour or whatever. Just this computer is not a super... it doesn't have the capacity that a newer computer. It's not a super computer or anything like that, a gaming computer. So I noticed it kind of locks up if I try to play a bigger file. So I use very, very small files, 30 megabytes, 40 megabytes and stuff like that. Very small, not very long period, and it just loops, and it works like this. But if I use a bigger one, I try to use some of my own footage, and I think I need to just narrow it down and compress it. But when I tried my own a little longer, it locked up. So these smaller files work, but the bigger ones on this kind of computer, like an older computer, don't work well. So I'm just using smaller ones. Nico said, I'm back. Oh, good to see you again. Willie says, bye, Jeff. Yes, Willie, you take care. Thanks, Jeff. Always fun and interesting. Mr. Pinkle, thanks again. I appreciate it. Modern Day Tech, Eric says, Big Keg. They have these little inserts that you put into the case. It prevents the fogging. Okay, well, there you go. That might help you then, Keg. That definitely may help you. RG Homestead says, I've done a lot of diving in all conditions, and each brings something to the plate. I've enjoyed all my dives all around the world, I would imagine. That would be awesome. The Keg says, okay, Tech, thanks. I'll check them out. Good. Like I said, I'm no expert on, Eric. I'm sure he's definitely more technical than I would be, so he would, Modern Day Tech would definitely be aware more than I would, for sure. Now Your Average Joe just says, hello, Eric. Eric, I really, truly appreciate that. I'm sure Keg's going to really appreciate it. Modern Day Tech says, Big Keg, here's a link. Good. Eric, thank you so much for doing that. I really do appreciate that, and Kegs definitely will appreciate that. Eric says, hi to Jojo. Mr. Pinkle says, do you post any of your own dives, RG Homestead? Well, that sounds awesome. Big Keg says, thanks, Eric. I'll check it out. Good. Mr. Pinkle says, press the button if you like it. Yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So, I want to say thank you very, very much to absolutely every single person for coming. Like I said, I've been on about an hour and 15 minutes. I want to say thank you again. Everybody have a great day and a great weekend. Like I said, I'm not going to stop lives. I'm just going to go down to one a week. That's all it is. But anyways, thanks again for coming, everybody. I really, really do appreciate it. Yes, thank you, Eric. Thanks, Keg. I really appreciate that. And Eric, I really do appreciate it. Archie Homestead says, Mr. Pinkle, no, I have moved from ocean and now in Arizona, no water around me to go diving. Well, you're very welcome. Thanks, Eric, Modern Day Tech. I really do appreciate it. Thanks so much, my friend. Everybody, I'm going to cut it short now. I'll just cut it short for the day. But everybody, thank you so much. Much appreciated. And I will see you again. I'll be back next week, just once next week, that's all. Anyways, have a great day and a good weekend, everybody. Thanks again, okay? Have a good day. Bye-bye. Jeff Huru, mate. Yes, Keg. Thanks again, Huru. Take care, mate. Bye-bye. Thanks, Mr. Pinkle. Bye-bye.